Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And as we tell you earlier in the headline, today we get the Minister of Information and Communication, Mohammed Rahman Sware, in the program this morning. As they can be updates on waiting come out inside the meeting, where in and other people we been form a delegation to Guinea, been go all with authority in Guinea for see how they go look at the issues we get for do with Yenga and other related issues, and we make currently the border between Salon and Guinea still closed. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon, Mr. Minister.
Yeah, family on the morning.
All right, so Mr. Minister, in the program this morning, as I tell you now, for can we updates on waiting coming at the meeting, we then go with authority in Guinea, as Salon and Guinea still they get issues in the current situation for Seka the land na Yenga, where Yenga na a piece of land we put on the center village within a Kisiteng chiefdom na Kailahun district, na the eastern province of Salon. And Yenga na side way in the 90s where the country Salon been deep and war. Two people them we been come out na Guinea can help for fight the war being deployed there. But after the war been done at the country, some people them they we been come out Guinea for can fight the war, not being agree for go back inside Guinea. We make from that same day. Salon and Guinea be done they get issues them concerning order for occupy that particular space there na Yenga. But sometime in the under the Kuroma administration we been see them go get negotiations with the authority in Guinea, and Salon people they don't take back the land na Yenga. But again, we see they don't come back from Guinea. People don't occupy the back for say na then get Yenga. Well, these issues and other thing they don't make the border na Guinea and Salon be don't lock. But from that time to now, the current administration don't make attempts for talk to authority in Guinea for ensure say Salon able for recover the land back and the border go open. But we don't know the current situation because a delegation been just don't go the last week. We don't come back. For let we know what happen. Once more, Mr. Minister, let we just start for no firstly how the current government of Salon take the situation for say the border between Guinea and Salon lock at this moment and constraints there with plenty people on the go through because of this current situation.
I mean, definitely, like you very well know, this government treats the issue of the prolonged closure of a common border with Guinea very seriously. We also treat as a major issue the situation around Yenga. Last week, when I know say government been issue a statement on Yenga, we be assure citizens and say the government of President Bill will do everything in power for make sure say we work on the twin issues of the prolonged closure of the border, let the border open, because we know say it constitutes major hardship to two people then, both na Guinea and Naya, but more particularly the people of Sierra Leone. This president don't swear say he will do everything. So a couple of days ago, on the 26th, a high-power delegation, we've been led by the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Dr. Abbas Bundu, for go na Guinea, for engage with the counterpart, President Conde, so that then we'll go able to discuss the issues of the border, the reopening of the border, and the Yenga issue, amongst others. That delegation, they left Naya as instructed. Everybody on the delegation do COVID test because now be a precondition. Forget a PCR negative for lay there on the delegation for go. When aware say because of the test, some people they not be able to travel. Why are they take time for talk about this? Government they treat the issue of testing very seriously. No matter how high and mighty it is, as long as you get for travel, we not do any shortcuts, whether not a requirement or not. We make sure that everybody do them. So one for use this opportunity for encourage everybody. Now the Ministry of Information one day is yesterday we begin discussing. One for invite NACOVAC, let them come, let encourage all man for the voluntary testing.
Mr. Minister, before we can
I want for council Yenga to the Guinea trip now.
Before we talk about the trip
Okay.
and waiting common inside there, let's take you back to this issue of Yenga where we can discuss. For some time now, 2012, Yenga, the village where in Kisiteng, be done free the Guinean troop they will be there, we don't move, go backward, and the Sierra Leonean troop themselves will be in that particular place. They themselves don't come na their own territory. But this BNTM for some few weeks back, we see a video will go viral. Outside people and they allege say the Guinean troop they don't come back and try for can take over the village and some Kuskas been there.
Okay.
If the place be done free from 2012 to now, waiting are some of the reasons they wanna find out say be make issues them start for arise the
Okay, first, I mean, if I'm follow, we dispel the rumors there, the falsehoods there, and the myths there. Number one, the issue of Yenga not ever been permanently resolved. Okay? You get to the encourage and talk about the crisis, then there was a lull in the issue. You know, so sometimes all sides take them posture then and normal, take back and inside there. But it has never been resolved. As we talk, I mean, let nobody not create an impression that there's an army of occupation at Yenga, to the best of my knowledge and ability. We don't get incursions and people then can come and go. We don't get forages and people then can and go. And we, the citizens, are sovereign territory. That one, they're not one of the things in the whole one. So during the discussions with the Guinean authorities there, after we met President Conde, I've been committed to the meeting. I received you very, very warmly. I've been very appreciative of the delegation. I appreciate the fact that His Excellency President Bill treats the issue of the reopening of the common border very seriously and the Yenga issue. So we've been committed to a delegation of our counterparts there, the Guinean Speaker of Parliament, all the ministers that have been there, the Guinean Foreign Minister, Territorial Administration, Communications, all the ministers that will counterparts and then match we by that. So during the discussions, and one of the things that we've been saying, there has to be, I mean, we've stopped the incursions into each other's territories while we wait for put a final resolution to this issue. So in the first place, this issue was never permanently resolved before. Yes, I know border issues that will be not resolved. If we talk about the Bakassi Peninsula, for example, that was permanently resolved. It was laid to rest, Cameroon, Nigeria, and others.
It not been permanently resolved, but calmness be don't return there for some years.
Yes, so we accept that. So they say we now want a resolution with sustainable, with enduring, with permanent. So and that would go for. So these conversations will get to the Guinea authorities, where His Excellency President Bill says for go seal up, now that's a go lead to. So this one step forward, several steps backward, one for move away from her.
So the question I earlier asked you, before una go with this delegation at Guinea for go engage His Excellency Conde, waiting to be the background investigation so una do as a government, where una find out it been lead to these issues we start for arise again after several years of calmness.
Okay, so la probably will not pigeonhole this conversation. La just take people then through the issues there. Yenga are just a part of them and a very integral part of this discussion. But they're also interlinked, right? So President Bill be obviously concerned about the hardship with the prolonged closure of the Guinea border done caused to Sierra Leoneans. As at the day where they go, we can get something like 24 trucks, then long trailer and trucker then where they bring essential commodities Nayaso. On this side of the border, if you can get trucks, the whole one for go. You know, so I've been very concerned about that one. That make send the delegation for law engage, law see how we'll end this drama as soon as possible so that it will cushion the effect. Already we realize in the western area, you know, we'll get this lockdown of the western area. Guinea border closed. The president, even as a meeting yesterday, expressed grave concern why the urgency of now, because he believes it will compound the hardship to people there. So now that be one of the things that we'll go discuss. The Guineans then says being shared the same waiting say the border closure, then say they affected. So we had a meeting of the minds on the compelling need for reopening them border then they, as long as both sides get reassurances going forward, right? So there is need, emerged during the conversation, the meetings then say, there is need for greater cooperation and collaboration between the two countries then, because now the same people then in both sides. Yeah. You get names there, even during the meeting, right? Not just the meeting, the President Conde say, I see a Kamara Naya, a Keta Naya, on a delegation, we say get Naya, we get a Bangura. So all them people then they were one people. And this is not something where President Bill don't underscore all the time. This is our closest neighbor. We cannot afford to have anything untoward between we. So, we'll talk about the reopening of the common border. Both parties then stress the compelling need for all work together. But the Guineans, they may be very concerned. They say we need for begin to do joint security patrols They've been concerned about exchange of customs information, among several other things there. And we think because then things say this been the go on, but following Ebola, then where Ebola been come, Salon government not be resuscitated. And then concern say then one day resuscitated. And we say no averse to that as government because this is common security, border security, and all lens in there.
You make mention earlier say no troop no did it like na Yenga we will talk about so
an army of occupation no did it.
Army of occupation no did it. But now under all that's in control, Yenga they as we talk.
Yenga remains Sierra Leonean territory because when they talk with President Condé Sef, the Right Honorable Speaker, when I've been leader of the delegation, emphasized that one day. And there was no vehement, opposition to that. We're not being no vehement opposition.
Control them as we talk. And that's what they ask. They ask who that's the control.
Oh, it is Sierra Leone territory as we talk. Not Sierra Leone territory. The MP said, confirm that one day.
The reason why I asked, last week we had an interview, Usa Wampan, the youth leader in Cam Radio Democracy, for say them they do agriculture and other work than at the land debates. Authorities them from Guinea, they don't move them commodities. So now that make Abawale clarify as to who that's the control day.
No, so I know they say issues not there around because issues there around and that make been done with agenda during the discussions. But they say Yenga no gets an army of occupation. Government concerns say there have been occasional incursions. People then they can go Guinea so Japan there. And we don't want to know they create the best of atmosphere for let even do the thing the way they talk about. So now that make one bring permanent cessation to them problem and they law resolve this once and for all going forward. Right?
Where this issue been begin, His Excellency the President been make a strong message to ECOWAS leaders them during the ECOWAS session via Zoom. One thing where he been talk about now for set up a task force committee where for look inside this issue between Yenga and between Sierra Leone and Guinea, we don't there for long term now. During una delegation we been go for go see His Excellency Condé na Guinea. Una be able for put across this particular issue of setting up a task force. If yes, how His Excellency Condé be receive am?
So just like what I tell you, His Excellency now West African nationalist. The Zoom business way they talk about, they not only talk about Sierra Leone, they also raise the issue of the Sahel region generally. The issues na Mali, na Guinea, na them police then they raise them. So when it comes to Sierra Leone, indeed been talking that one day, right? So during the conversation with Guinea, yes, that one day emerged as the most viable thing we will do now. So as a result of that, for tell you say the president in word hardly for the ground and colleagues they expect them. Tomorrow would expect a multidisciplinary Guinean delegation also for can hold engagements with then counterparts in Sierra Leone. Then we'll discuss the key issues there. We'll go culminate in a visit by President Bill for seal all in there. So we are very firmly on course. We are moving.
Where this delegation be the left for go Guinea, where the news broke out to the public says Excellency President Bill they set up a delegation where for go meet with the Guinean counterparts. Most people be the one that say why not His Excellency himself for go meet in Guinean counterpart for let them try for settle these issues, just like how we see inside 2012 during the then President Kuma, where the two heads of states they be meet na Yenga, try for talk to the people, they even take photos, outside they all their hand together and say this land on free.
Okay, so two things. Number one, President Bill being there at the funeral of late former president of Ghana, President Rawlings. Okay? But more importantly, and then diplomatic maneuverings, so you descend the exploratory mission first, a good day. Now then they go lay the agenda. Even with ECOWAS, now that make it they get the Council of Ministers, they meet first, yeah, or the technical committee, they meet first. So the heads of state and the can now for put a seal to all waiting and go down discuss. Now that happened. Right. Yeah, not because President Bill treat the matter any less. But more importantly, right, now the facts say all of this. We impress her on President Condé, and they look forward to a visit na Sierra Leone. We they say part of that visit they go culminate to a visit na Yenga, where the two leaders then, for the very first time, go bring a finality, a closure to this business. So we left this one step forward, several steps backward. So we are a very methodical administration. We not just rush into them. We take our time do them, but we'll do them, the solution will be enduring.
All right, continue for the between the program. You dey listen to the Minister of Information and Communication, we double as the government spokesman. When I be one party people, there will be dinner the delegation, with His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, been sent to Guinea for meet with the Guinean President, Professor Alpha Conde, for sake the problem with the between Salon and Guinea for sake one land na Yenga, when a small village within the Kisinteng chiefdom inside Kailaon district where Guinea and Salon be don't they get problem for long term now.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue for our voice to tune them with the talk about the program on the number 077 981 981 and our voice to tune them with the talk about the program or gonna read the Broadcast 98.1 Facebook page. We will continue with the program and we still get the Minister of Information and Communication at the studio, Mohamed Rahman Swari, where they are this morning. They give you updates on the meeting, waiting come out today as them be going get with authority them na Guinea for ensure say then put a rest to the issue of Yenga. Now, as we continue to look at this issue, Mr. Minister, let we look at the current situation concerning the border we close. It's still not clear yet to some people waiting at the reason we make Guinea not open the road yet for less Salon and Guinea. The free flow we been dated they continue. Waiting at this reason.
Well, where we meet with His Excellency President Conde, I mean, express concerns there. The part of our begin say, it's since Ebola, Salon government don't stop for do border patrols there with them. So
the corona or Ebola days.
Ebola days.
That's okay.
Yeah. So during the discussions, both parties then underscore the need for that kind of thing there, and both parties in principle commit themselves to the resumption of joint border patrols, and that's what they consider very highly. And so today, I think today or tomorrow, a high-powered Guinean delegation go there for me to then counterparts there on issues like that, joint border patrols, intelligence sharing, amongst others, between both countries. Like the president can always underscore, this is not sisterly republics then what destinies they intertwine, because you get the same ethnicities and way they on the Guinea side, now they get there, we don't live together, we don't get strong bilateral relations in the past. Yeah. But because the side they not be improved communication, we think in a part of the thing that we emerge from that meeting, they say, both sides. This is not casting blame on any side. This is simply because now there are issues that will emerge. So part of the resolutions we'll take, we'll go for improved cooperation, collaboration, communications, so that omission or commission like this not going to happen again, will go lead to any actions on either side will go affect the relationship, trade, and affect the quality of life of two people there.
Already they talk so good for strengthening the relationship between the two countries, but it still not answer the question as to where to make the border close, because you make mention of absence of communications until from the days of Ebola. But after the Ebola and even recently the place been open before the coronavirus, we see the border being open and people be they use it. So waiting happen.
Okay, so the Guineans, the Guinean president in concern say during the elections, right? And one very vivid example they with them keep they refer to, and then say a group of Sierra Leonean healthy, looking, energetic, young people there, about them 22 of them, then cross into the border at the other side of the border, then Mamu end, about 22 of them. By 11 o'clock, that's when they don't close the border for the elections. And say, then young people, then they interview them, they're not being satisfied with them. And so, then they face trial. Important for note, say, over 200 Sierra Leoneans were arrested during that period in Guinea for sundry offenses. But our ambassador, they do a good job. Virtually everybody being released, but then keep them 22, then they send them for face justice. So the Guinean government was concerned, say, a few Sierra Leoneans then been going to their country as illegal people then. So they been concerned about them and they want for do that towards the elections. So that's one of the things. Again, the absence of then joint working groups then, for example, customs, immigration, and then security patrols, all lengthen and then have been concerned. This was not a war pointing figure at anything, and just believe say life would be a lot better if this level of cooperation were instituted.
Mr. Minister, talking about elections involvement during the Guinean presidential election, which is done, allegations be done they come out from President Conde say involvement from authority them na Salonia they happen inside their own elections during that period. Any concern of that nature they been come up during on our discussions apart from them people there, so you say they be arrest, where they cage they try for enter Guinea illegally during the elections?
No. The way you put on so, that kind of concern not ever emerge. Waiting emerge, now reassurances from President Conde say, look, ain't no go ever make in territory available for destabilize a sister republic, particularly a country like Sierra Leone, where when our destinies they intertwine. Now the same fate, we all get the same people there in both countries. So basically, yeah, it is similar reassurance from Sierra Leone. But the President Bill don't make it clear at all times, we're not a democracy, we build institutions there, we not interfere into the internal affairs of other countries there, right? Particularly we can't freely express their views there, their wishes during elections. So that was made very, very, very clear, and I have to give this to him, he did not accuse the government of at any point meddling into the internal process. Yeah, so this one I want to make it clear and very categorically clear so that Salone people then go understand that never came up, it was never an issue, it has never happened, and this government will continue for maintain that posture.
Apart from the Yenga border, we talk about Naya, so another border again between Salo and Guinea, we still close now the one Cambia. And I believe say during on a visit on a go do the delegation at Guinea, na through that axis they will not be able for pass.
Yeah.
Will not be able to bring any discussions we get for do with the Cambia, the border between Salone and Guinea, the other Nagbalamoya.
But now that I don't they talk about all this time, I said the reopening of a common border. Now common border Nyanda at the pass. Yeah. So now the major agenda item that for we. Yeah. The president, I believe, say the continuing closure of this border here, so it lead to untold hardship, untold suffering for majority of people there. Like all the past days, so you reaching out the Balamoya customs, you see people then team up, say them in quiet, say this were not a happy lot. Yeah, because the source of livelihood, most people then are them border communities and they now then trade there across borders and anything they do. Right? So you been see they're all very restive, they're all very so when they see the delegation they pass, they've been so excited. We'll not be able to talk to them that time because we'll be non late. And the Guinean side been wait for we. Yeah, the Guinean authorities them been wait for we for receive where and we go. So we go this one feature prominently because the president believes say we for break this log jam, let people then return to normalcy. We put her on the table, the Guineans then say waste no time, then say make we understand say, then say it border then because the citizens then are true, and then they buy the warehouse for the most part, right? And bring them. So then say now their own business stalled. Then say the guy essential commodities. So it's interdependence either way. So that one they be underscored, and both parties been say, look, let us give each other mutual assurances, mutual guarantees. Right? So now that time they then joint border patrol team they up. Now that time they then security information sharing up. Now that time they will talk about exchange of information between the two customs there, just for make sure so even in the process of trade, you don't get contraband goods into each other's countries.
All right.
You understand? So this is a very, very, very much alive to this. In fact, after our meeting with President Conde that day, he said, look, tomorrow morning, we'll now agree, say, we'll meet with the counterparts there for drill deeper into the broad issues then we will discuss both sides at that level. So now there are specific issues that have been come up.
Continue for the between the program, Mr. Minister. Good morning, Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We still get the Minister of Information and Communication between the studio, Mohamed Rahman Soare, where they give you updates, but the outcome of the worker we then just come out to do na Guinea, outside they meet with the Guinean president, Professor Alpha Conde, and talk about ways them how they go able for solve the problem with it between the two countries them for sake the Yenga land issue. Mr. Minister, during the negotiation and before una be left back for Kamna Salon, una be able for set up any timeline, say, that this particular period, one for done all the discussions or negotiation for let them reopening back the place, or let peace come back in that particular area there?
Well, for we as the government, the president quite keen, quite eager, and for make sure say we resolve the issues there. The borders then return. In fact, if you ask the leader of the delegation, enter President Conde, say, look, I want to have the return. Let all them truck they had the BNW, the drive BNW will come. That was so we had quite a very ambitious target. Now that kind of thing they want. But the good news is we don't address the foundational issues there. We're important to both countries there. The president go deep in that one day. On his next visit, and I'm pretty sure say.
And the president get planned for visits Guinea?
Well, His Excellency President Conde don't invite his brother, His Excellency President View for visitor because we not be emissaries then. We don't can report, but that's the big boys league. Now the NDD then go able for seal and settle the rest of the issues.
When that visit they go happen?
Well, anytime now, anytime soon, pretty soon, pretty soon.
So after that visit, based on the things that we have been talk about,
yeah.
As somebody will be the part of the delegation and being get first-hand information of the things them way Professor Conde been talk about, you want for assure listeners then say after President Bio in visit to in brother according to you, all the issues them we be don't they go solve?
Well, I know say that visit today, na visit we very solidly prepared for. So I don't get any doubt. I know say we President Bill visit, President Conde have been quite positive, and team been quite positive, and just as a demonstration of their commitment and their keenness for law resolve.
Waiting at the status of the Salon citizen the way they hold, because if we talk about negotiations where they go on after let they open the border and that's related to the closure, the status of people go like for no.
Oh well, the ambassador quite there on top of that. The ambassador is a very committed young person. They don't demonstrate that one day. I tell you, say about 200 people there. Now they may not arrest at various times on sundry offenses.
For politics debates, I tell you best and head office. Now they read the results. But when you check that we host, see for it not there. One back as the comprise. When you walk down the street, walk in one day. See my body suffer. See my titi the struggle. Na. This time we don't miss Papa Kuta. Make the left we go. Make the left we go. Make the left we go. This time we don't mix Papa Kuta.
If the matter goes to court that they are competently taken to in colleagues then, now the authority of heads of states and government. So let us hope that a stop day and the Guineans there, like what they don't give their indications here, law will resolve them. But there are 1,000,001 other remedies open to countries there for policy. But like I say, we in Guinea, now sister country then, now closest neighbor then, and President Condé says stress that one day. We think if we get the issues here, we will use this situation for resolver, and the president well positioned for lead that process. So let's give this a chance, and I am very positive that it will work out.
You're very positive, but issues them we get for do with international border disputes. High level of diplomacy can play inside, especially where then at the negotiation level. When I can go to Guinea now, meet with His Excellency, opening doors them for now, talk plenty things them we get for do with resolving the issues. But high level of this diplomacy, like I say, can play in them particular area there. So, in this negotiation way on a whole, how the Sierra Leonean delegation able for satisfy say all the discussions them and the promises that will happen during the negotiation, and it will come to pass. Let not be seen a diplomacy be the play.
Okay, so let's share with you the list of delegates then we go represent Sierra Leone, not to push over them. Now very discerning leaders there and various rights and distinguished people there. You get Dr. Bundu. I mean, we get a huge reputation at home and abroad. You know that one day. We lead the delegation. You get the Minister of Foreign Affairs. She has also been around and played that kind of role there. You get the Defense Minister, Interim National Coordinator, Brigadier Kelly Conte. He's also an old spirit in the graveyard. He don't be around for long. He don't do a lot of delicate negotiations there. You get the National Security Advisor, General Mamadi Conte, in Sebinde, an experienced person. You get me and the Minister of Internal Affairs. That been the composition of the delegation. Now, this is a very serious delegation. And because the president treats the issues, they are taken very, very, very seriously. So that is a very discerning delegation that one day. The members then, not the people that will go, we the able, we the everything not tell we. I mean, not the underlying thing that one day. Dr. Bondo is a consummate diplomat. He's able to speak, and we get Honorable Dr. Alpha Kanu being dealt with, again, institutional memory. So it was a great delegation. Yeah. So, but more importantly, you mentioned now, President Bio, a modern educated person. He has been around for quite some time. He has faced these issues before. I mean, a person who in a product, they don't graduate from negotiating very intricate and delicate negotiations then. We know in the history of a country, you don't do that. Probably, I don't see any other leader who face the same challenge. We get for maneuver through very delicate discussions there. So, I clearly understand, say, in diplomacy, they also get what they call a twin-track approach. And that make already, even before we go Guinea, we don't go ECOWAS. We don't go talk on a village in a friend, we don't go talk on a team. We talk on to the authority of heads of state and government. So that diplomacy we've been talk about, that is it right there, right? But while that is happening, you know, we also get bilateral ties. Law explore both. And I'm pretty confident, say, we'll pull it off on this one.
So in all of this, now whose role we Sierra Leone are they refer to?
Yeah.
The role of the vice president in all of this, taking into consideration the allegations where they come from Guinea the time for the election of them alleging that it been gets into the election where they're not being glad over. Whose role in the play in all of these negotiations?
Okay. If you read the constitution, the vice president is a very hard-working person. We all know this. A person who wants the very best for the country. But the vice president is a principal advisor, I understand, to the president. The president now the delegate functions then. So if in the course of the discussions, the president thinks if I play any role, that is for him to so do. Right? Me not go sit down there, me na small man in the scheme of things, in the pecking order. Right? Me na repeater station of a main broadcasting station where the party I want you na the delegation for law na go Guinea na that make I go. If they not put me there, I not go. So the vice president, if the past so wish, like we know they do in the past, they don't send them for many engagements with Guinea before. If you want for continue on there, why not? Who am I to say otherwise? Right?
All right, continue for the between at the studio. Mohammed Rahman Swari, Minister of Information and Communication. We'll take short commercial break and look at messages where people on send at the program this morning.
Your balance of shop for politics debates. I tell your best and head office. Now they get read the results. But when you check that we host, think for it not day. One bag is the price. When you are down on the streets, walk in one day. See my body suffer. See my city they struggle. Na 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 na. This time we don't mix my bubble talk. Let the left we left we go. Let the left we left we go. This time we don't mix my bubble talk. Let the left we left we go. Let the left we left we go. Let the left we left we go. This time we don't mix my bubble talk. We said we know they go. We said we know they go. We said we know they go.
All right, we continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. They look at few of our messages them we una don't send. The first one they take from Mystic Dwazak. Now Facebook page they say, Mr. Minister, can you clarify if President Bio contacted President Alpha Conde before informing ECOWAS members? If yes, why did our president fail to inform Sierra Leoneans about the initial move he took?
All right, this other message on the text line, the person said, thanks to the delegation of Guinea and the results achieved so far, but they should appreciate the Minister of Information about... All right, I'll go over that message again. It said, thanks to the delegation to Guinea and the results achieved so far, but they should appreciate the Minister of Information and Communication as it tells us about the reasons for the closure of the border.
This one, they say, bravo to our dynamic delegation to Guinea for their job well done, and very soon the situation will come back to normalcy. They come out from Amara Alpha and Afrito.
All right, this other message we'll look at, it said the former president made a declaration that Yenga is free. Was that true or false? This other message on the text line, it said, how long will it take this regime to negotiate with the Guinean authorities for the reopening of our common borders? All right, from that message and day, we still get the Minister of Information and Communication at the studio. We're going to spend to them one day, and we continue for look at more issues. Sir Minister?
Yes, ma'am. Well, so first, I'm glad to say Salon people then get so much interest in this matter of the reopening of a common border with Guinea and the Yenga issue. I mean, so we are getting there. We begin get an army of very, very patriotic Sierra Leoneans there, where they look at things as they are, not from partisan lenses. This is good. Because when the border closed, the untold suffering where it bring, the big color, where Yenga they in dispute, it affect two countries. So I like this new prism where they looked in and through. Somebody asks, of course the president has been in touch with in counterpart, President Conde, since he became president. They don't talk. Even during his second inauguration, he was there. Then they speak regularly. Then they discuss issues. Yes. So definitely, President Bill is a very, very measured person. Not a person where they take decision on whim. A very calculated way they do stuff like that. So they go down do A before they do B. The former president been saying Yenga is free. Well, we all know Yenga is not free. Has never been. There was a lull around with incursions. Then, it gets to that point, they may happen. They talk about an enduring solution, a lasting solution, a permanent solution to this problem. Now that make we engage on them. How long will it take? Well, I know the common border, God being our helper, will be reopened pretty soon by God's grace. Because I know by the time President Bill the visit, all this will become history, and would they in a really strategically placed pole position for permanently resolve the Yenga issue. So yes, all of them in there, family day on the agenda, and I believe time goes sort them out before long.
So the closure of the border, how much loss you go say don't cost Salone, taking into consideration the business activities way been done they happen between the two countries them?
Well, then I go need for talk to the NRA. I not get that factory. I not get that factory at all. We want for keep government honest and credible. I know one for can't talk about figures now. I'm not sure, but I just know if you as a layman without that facts they say, I mean it don't considerably undermine our revenue generation ability. It don't considerably cause hardship for people then because in the borderline communities mostly not trade across borders and they live on and off. So whether one they close down, I know say it don't bring unmitigated hardship to them people then. Now that make the president very keen, very, very, very eager for to see this problem is resolved once and for all.
Earlier, when you start for talk about this Yenga issue, you say na issue we no ever solve permanently.
And that is fact.
With the negotiation them where they go on now, and according to you, President Bio, they go visit President Conde just now for let them finalize all thing. With the negotiation there, so you want for assure the people who they listen to you say after all done, this issue go laid to rest permanently.
Absolutely, because na two things them. What to make when they talk about building the institutions there, for example. What to make when they talk about building the institutions here, for example, then they join patrols, exchange of information, cooperation at various levels. Now for make sure say the reasons they all lead to border closure, yeah, not gonna ever happen again. Yeah, that's number one. Number two, I mean we did make a case. Say the Makona River na in the colonial boundary between the two sister republics of Guinea and Sierra Leone, right? But I mean nowadays we na exploratory team, we now would set the agenda and do the preliminary work. The final decision na at that level, na the ultimate decision makers and at the two countries there, and I see a lot of willingness, right, for law resolve that on a permanent basis.
Issues that we get for do with international border dispute between two countries them. Everybody know how it can dangerous and what it can lead to.
Yeah.
Apart from sending a delegation for go negotiate with the president na Guinea, how President Bio really take this matters in a matter of urgency and in need for looking to them?
President Bio treats them as such an urgency, probably beyond Agwebo Express now. Now that make it send the level of delegation
Apart
where
from
it go.
sending a
No,
delegation.
before that, no less a person than President Bio himself recently, na in Reza, na the Authority of Heads of State meeting. All heads of state been did it, including President Conde, raise the issue there. Available other measures there, other means they are available to states there. We aggrieved, we don't try the efforts then in our work. But I am pretty confident, say the available thing that we don't embark on will pay off. Otherwise, the country will consider a next options. But I'm very positive.
Waiting at the option then.
Well, countries they not we first get border issue in the world. Other countries they may not get out. We'll learn from them. Yeah. But
So
I know say, talk to President Conde, have been quite positive. And team members have been quite positive. So let us hope. I mean, if you can get it without anything, why you no one forget on that way? So that's what we want.
So for cushioning the effects, waiting governments don't plan for the waiting government they do currently, especially for the business community, where some people and they get day-to-day earnings, and currently they're not able to do nothing in other parts of the country.
Well, when I aware say even part of the quick action economic recovery program, the government may not already do a lot for the business community. 50 billion, 500 billion through the commercial window for let people to be able to access credit, right, at single-digit interest rate, than one or at very reasonable interest rate. You know the interventions the whole government don't do for small, medium enterprises there, yeah, There, of course, you know, some businesses also they enjoy tax deferrals there. I don't know if they want they are involved, but government clearly been done prepare for the business sector. So the business community for make sure say the supply chain not disrupted at any point. Now that make throughout this crisis, almost all the basic essential commodities still in our market and will not don't suffer huge and yawning disparities in prices. Now, because of them measures, them proactive measures, and they, what the government take through the Ministry of Finance, now make it see a relatively stable price environment now, so and goods and all run short it.
I believe say for more than don't.
So this is what Khadija, government would they, not make a denial for share information because irrelevant. Monday I've been supposed to be on a studio guest, not so. I tell una say we'll not brief the president it or brief and they can kaya. So government not a football commentary. Oh, the number one man, the number whatever man passes the ball to this other one. Who go announce una end results. What President Bio do their engagements and there are a lot of engagements that go on who cancel una with the results.
Any like a follow-up.
I say a lot of engagements then they go on behind the scenes. Who go can't tell una at the right time una for no.
So as you left at the studio now, telling and them for be hopeful say by the next 1 month or at least this go able for them get to a final result and the border then go down.
Absolutely. That can talk with absolutism. Yes.
So inside 1 month
you can take it to the bank, it will not bounce.
Inside 1 month all the issues them go resolve.
Yes.
All right.
More especially the border issue will resolve ASAP.
Today the 2nd, so by the 2nd of March again, the issue.
You can go to Guinea and come back.
All right.
I can bet my last.
All right, that's now the Minister of Information and Communication. Be the give assurance to the people. Say by next month, this time the issues that will be between Guinea and Salone for Seka, the Yenga land issue and safe the border will close. All land they go be thing of the past. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. We join me at the studio. Can give you update about Unawaka Ona just come out to do. And some party thing they wanna talk during a discussion wanna be get with the Guinea President Professor Alpha Conde. Thank you very much for joining me at the studio. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Koma. Now them produce the program. DJ Lava give you technical support. Moses Kavora.
Your balance of shop for politics debates. I tell your best and head office. Now they read the results. But when you check that we host, team for it not there. What about the compromise? When you walk on the streets, walk in on day. See my body suffer. See my city they struggle. Na. This time we don't miss my bubble talk. Let the left we go. Let the left we go. This time we no mix my buckle talk. Let the left we go. Let the left we go. Let the left we go. This time we no mix my buckle talk. We said we no dey go. 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 Salone a sweet country. For all blue money in a bank, I mean that babala money. Where we dey keep no one bank. Make poor people they suffer. Make we open companies and do big business. Find them all we get work. Money go bamboo, but now they thief money. Make poor people they suffer. Oh, una need the power. Una can't so we go. We self we know they. We tell you. We don't get the but now one man profit. Make no left we go. This time we no mix from a good talk.
Go preacher man.
Make the left we go. Make the left we go. Make the left we go. This time we no mix from a good talk. Make the left we go. Make the left we go. Make the left we go. This time we no mix from a good talk. We said we no dey go. We said we no dey go. A word for your prize.